But the thing is,
Dan Marino, one of the greatest quarterbacks.
The thing is, your
ever.
agent, that's what their job is. They prepare you for that. So my thing is, you have a take.
Just tweet that out.
You have a take or a tangent on Lamar Jackson not having an agent. Richard Sherman said it's a good thing, but it just depends on what side of the fence you're on.
My take is now it doesn't really matter because the rookie wage scale is pretty much the same. And Dan Marino got a 16. And a lot of cats aren't even really trying to pass that test. Like, they don't really care. And it's also, like, I compare the Wonderlic to the SAT. If you go to, like, a poor school with a lot of black and Latino kids, chances are you're probably going to do bad on it. But if you're, like, some rich white kid or you go to some affluent school, chances are you're going to be more prepared for it. It's kind of like that. It's really a biased test, and it's mostly just nonsense. Like, we should take the Wonderlic test one day.
We really should.
Just to find out. Like,
we really should.
Down.
And then once we're done, like, oh, this had nothing to do with anything. Let's burn all this paper.
I'm interested to hear your take, JD, since, you know, you're kind of representing the indies in the music game.
And Dante Culpepper, his mom was his agent at one point when he first started.
Yeah, but even people who've had agents before, they usually still have a publicist or they have a manager. They have somebody who's a professional, at least.
I think that just on a business sense, he should have an agent right now and a publicist, because you're going to come into so much money and not know what to do with it. It's like, who's going to be there to help you with the game? You know what I mean? So to not have those people to look out for you, like you said, you know, with the Wonderlic test and what it even like looks marketing yourself to a draft.
Exactly.
Like, he's costing himself money because now he could drop in the draft and then lose.
But just having someone answer the phone for you, right?
Yeah,
so when teams call, someone who's just there to do that for you, to be available for you.
Yeah, because it's all about independent stuff. Like, I like pushing independent stuff, whether it's like music, art, whatever. But also it's about building a team around yourself, because, you know, the things that anybody could do, nobody could do all at once. Like, that's impossible.
Yeah.
So to build a team of great people around you, no matter what industry it is.
Well, even think about, like, let's look at, you know, I'm going to stand for this guy, so I'm going to bring it up. But even, like, LeVar Ball, like, he has a team around him.
Ball. We need to drop
LeVar Ball. Yeah, man. Even he has a team around him, you know? He's the manager. He's the lead man. But he has actual agents, certified agents, handling his kids. He has different people in play for the whole Triple B of, like, him delegating so that he can concentrate on being a dad and saying topical stuff to get the brand in the news.
Yeah.
Which is his role.
It's a system. Like, with anything, no matter what industry you're in, you build a system around yourself to help succeed.
Yeah.
And it just simplifies everything.
And
if
you
have
delegate.
a system, so it's like everybody has to build a system one way or another. And however long it takes you to realize that, it's only going to slow your progress down.
And in his case, though, he comes from I think he's from Florida. So he comes from...
He's country.
He's country. He don't trust a lot of people. Like, take a hold Randy Moss when he said, if you ain't from Rand, West Virginia, I don't really trust you. It's kind of that type of situation. Certain people from the Bay Area, Marcus Peters, probably only trusts a certain amount of people. His circle's small.
But I think that none of us should trust really anybody. You have to just give people opportunities that they fit. You can't really put your trust too much into something because, you know.
I think he should have stayed in another year. Like, personally, I think he should have stayed in another year. Because who else coming back?
But that's another
really
chance to tear your ACL and go in the fourth round.
Everyone says that, but I mean.
Yeah, that's true.
But in this case.
And you're the first person to be on this air and be like, college football is slavery and players should get paid. And here you are telling a Heisman Trophy winner to go back.
How many guys are being pegged Baker Mayfield is pegged ahead of him. And, like, Baker Mayfield plays in a gimmicky spread offense that's designed to put up numbers no matter who's playing in the offense. You can look back the last 7 guys who played.
And Lamar actually went under center more than Sam Darnold. So
yes, and actually was efficient with the ball, didn't really fumble. And, by the way, he has more rushing yards in his career than Saquon Barkley. He's like the all-time leading rusher in ACC history. Or, like,
who is?
Near the top. Lamar Jackson.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, everybody knows he's fast. That's why he didn't run a 40. He's like, no. Because there's a racial component. If he was white, they would be dying to see him run a 40. They say he's the greatest athlete ever. He's the greatest quarterback ever. But he's black. He should play receiver because he's such an electric runner. But no one said that about Manziel. No one said Manziel
Speaking of
that,
perfect segue.
You're welcome.
Johnny Manziel this week, he's back in the news again.
Woo!
While he's on the comeback trail.
Hashtag white privilege.
I saw that.
He was on the Dan Patrick Show this week, and they interviewed him and asked him about his Cleveland days.
Did he have a publicist? Because he probably should have kept his mouth shut.
And what he said was, if anyone at the Browns did their homework on me, they would have known, and I'm paraphrasing here, they would have known that I didn't know what I was doing. They would have known that I'm not a NFL film kind of
Junkie.
last one in, last one out type of guy.
I don't know the X's and O's. He said that
Yeah, that's pretty much what he said.
on national television.
But he's being real though. If you're being real, you're being real.
But bro, you don't say that after you like domestically
so go
abused.
ahead, give us a take or a tangent on it, JD.
I think that if he's saying that, he's being real to what he thinks and he believes. You know what I'm saying? So if you're real to it, that's just more respect. Now he's trying to come back to the league. I get what you're saying because you want to have a certain perception of yourself if you're trying to get a job and you don't have that job. But if you're going into a job trying to get something, like, let them know who you are. You don't want to fake the funk and then you get the job and then you're whack again. Like, then you waste everybody's time.
Yeah, well,
in the NFL,
I think here's where, like you were saying earlier, KB, the white privilege is the fact that, like, okay, we're looking at him as like, oh, he's humble now, like, oh, he's a changed person, he's redefined himself. But if this were a minority person, it would really just look like weakness.
With Kaepernick, if it was
Tim
like
Tebow
And
can
now,
get away with saying
exactly, now we're looking at it as a strength of like, oh, he's changed, he's being honest, he's trying to redeem himself.
He's
like
a respectable young man. He deserves a second chance.
Didn't he
beat his woman? Like, I thought we kicked Ray Rice out.
Well, besides even without that, it's just like
you can't say without that though. In his case,
no.
like,
but I'm saying that's piling up on it, right? So
Yeah.
you can add that on when it's your turn to talk. What I'm trying to say is,
okay, then, damn,
bang, bang.
okay, Sosa. Jesus.
But what I'm saying is, it's just total fuckery to me because it's like, bro, this is your job. So you're saying that you didn't care about your job, and you're making all the people who did believe in you, who drafted you, who lost their jobs, the people that are your so-called brothers that you're playing with, you're basically admitting that you let them down and you didn't take it seriously. And you're talking to a city of Cleveland, which, let's be real, man, Cleveland doesn't have a lot going on except for their sports. They love their Browns for whatever reason. And to do that to them, it's just disrespectful. It's entitled. It's affluent. It's whatever you want to call it. It's fuckery. It's fucked up.
But
there's no way around it.
I feel like if that's who he is and that's how he feels, it's good.
And that's why he shouldn't be in the league. And
exactly. Because him being real, it now gives the real perception.
And the fact is, he doesn't need to be in the league. He comes from money.
He was trash when he came in the league. If you saw him play at Texas A&M, you're like, okay.
Mike Evans made this dude.
Mike Evans beat Alabama by himself.
Yeah.
Straight up. And then, like, it's amazing to me because his completion percentage and everything, he was terrible. He couldn't throw from the pocket. Like, and then he made Texas A&M's pro day all about him. Christian Kirk might be a first-round pick. No one was talking about Christian Kirk. They're talking about Johnny Manziel. They wouldn't let a defensive tackle who actually played for the school and had charges against him that hadn't even been proven. They wouldn't even let him at the pro day. But they let Manziel show up, even though he already graduated. He didn't even graduate. He just left. Like, his parents come from oil. He ain't hurting for money, and he's doing all this stuff, being a playboy, partying, never showing any real intangibles that he can A, be a leader, and B, actually run through a playbook. Like, the only person who's scamming the NFL more than Johnny Manziel is Sam Bradford. And Sam Bradford is Native American, so it's okay.
Wow.
And he went to Oklahoma.
That was a new tangent for you.
That was a bar, though. That was a bar.
I've been waiting to say that.
Hey, low-key tangent, though. Is that?
KW taking people to school.
Gladly.
Yeah, but whatever happened to Jason White, the two-time Heisman winner?
He was
only
trash.
won once. He was
never
a two-time Heisman finalist.
Mm.
He didn't get drafted.
I know. It's
After
just like, how you
USC
win
beat
the
his
Heisman?
ass, he got mad because he didn't get drafted and he retired. The same thing with Anthony Munoz's son. Anthony Munoz was like a great left tackle, Hall of Famer, played for the Bengals. He's a great USC player.
Didn't he play for the Jaguars?
No,
that
Tony
was Baselli.
Baselli.
Sorry.
Munoz played for the Bengals when they were losing to the Niners in the Super Bowl and all that good stuff, but he was like one of the greatest USC linemen ever. And his son played at the University of Miami, if I'm not mistaken. His son didn't get drafted. He's supposed to be a third-round pick, didn't get drafted. Poo-pooed, and he retired from football. Jason White did the same thing. I was like, bro, he didn't even show up on Madden. That's how I know he was trash.
All right, so KB.
Oklahoma QBs are trash. That's what I'm really trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Name the last good one.
All right, KB. So the next one, I don't know where I was gonna go with this, but
Safeties?
no, I wasn't gonna go there.
Okay.
So
Pivot.
So earlier, speaking of ongoing stories that we've been talking about, Eric Reed, he released a video of him just getting swole, working out.
Look like a freak of nature.
Yeah. He's still not signed.
Still.
Is he going to get signed? Take a tangent, and you can go ahead and take it on a tangent and bring up the fact that the whole safety class isn't getting value.
That's why I said
yeah, so here I am taking your whole
you just
tangent.
You said my shit was trash, and then you used it and said it was good, and then gave it back to me. Thank you for burning my
Welcome
food.
to the Touchdowns and
Thank
Tangents
you for burning
radio
my
show.
popcorn and handing it back to me. But anyway. By the way, that's about to fall. But anyway. Yeah. The safety position has really been undervalued and kind of disrespected this whole offseason. Like, especially strong safeties. Like, I feel bad for strong safeties because they're seen as they're not athletic enough. Like, there's a negative stigma with that position. Like, you're not athletic enough or fluid enough.
You're not a thumper enough to play linebacker.
You're not smart enough to play free safety or athletic enough to play corner or anything else. But you're really just only good enough to be a crash test dummy as an extra.
That's actually a good way to put it.
Yeah, back to my crash test dummy analogy. Like, you're really just a smaller, faster crash test dummy. You're like the guy where, like, your crew's already beating somebody's ass. The last dude there is just the one to kick the person in the head after the fight's over to make sure it's fully over. That's what they treat strong safeties as. When, like,
okay, yeah.
Okay, like y'all never see somebody get jumped and beat up, but we've all been in Hollywood. Okay, I'm the only one? All right, fine.
Well, if the safety is good enough, then he should be getting there first.
But that's the problem. Like, what's this?
Whether it's in the air, whether it's a run play.
Trey Boston said it. He had career year for the Chargers, 5 interceptions, led the team in picks. Said, we do everything. And they treat us like they're lowballing all of us. And the guys who they are paying, they're purposely giving them pennies, so they're driving our price down. That's because think about it. Look at all these corners.
It's called the free market.
No, but think about the corners who got fat contracts. Patrick Peterson was the last guy. But realistically,
should have been faster. He
never really gets thrown at. You look at Sherman, other cats. They're trying to drive the market down on defensive player contracts, in particular defensive backs. Linemen are always going to get paid.
Why do you think Khalil Mack and Aaron Donald haven't signed yet?
Yeah,
because they're trying to drive it back up.
But that's only for linebackers and linemen. Corners and DBs are becoming expendable because they're like, okay.
Because they are. I mean, you're seeing it now in the draft.
You can't replace
you're seeing it now in the draft.
Peterson. I don't care
you're seeing it now in the draft, right? Over the past couple years, we've seen more and more safeties go in the first round of the draft. Because why? Because they're expendable. Because they're looking at the athletic players who are productive, and they're drafting them to be safeties. And the really good ones, they're moving to corners, and the physical ones are moving to safety.
Linebacker, you mean?
Yeah, linebacker.
Thomas Davis was a safety at Georgia and became the 10th overall pick. And he tore up his ACL.
Your boy Telvin Smith?
Telvin Smith was a safety at Florida
Mark
State.
Barron?
Yeah. And that's the thing. They're becoming nickel linebackers, coverage guys.
But back to my point.
And Eric Reed, in his case, aside from the protest and standing,
he played linebacker too last year.
They made him play linebacker, and he was great. Like that was one of his best. Honestly, his best year.
Nah, the Pro Bowl year is better.
Well, yeah, but like as far as all the stuff he did, he proved he can cover.
But my next point is, even with corners, you're seeing the nickel corner go in the first and second round. You're seeing these guys that are like a little bit undersized that are probably going to be career slot corners, but that's now a position. So it's like you're seeing more and more specialists come in on defense.
Which is ironic.
Because like the past 2 Super Bowl champions, the Eagles and the Patriots, both won off a system, off of depth, off of rotation, off of putting players in the best position to succeed. Almost like basketball, where we're starting to see positionless basketball is kind of like the same thing on defense.
There's no such thing as a power forward and a center. You're either a stretch forward or you're just a tall-ass European center who can't do anything.
Well, even the 3 position, you're a point forward.
Yeah. The 3 just completely skips being a 2
And
guard.
even 2 guards are 1 guards.
It's like titles are less important now, and systems are more important.
And I think that's just overall society as a whole, really.
Yeah.
When you really think about it.
I think that's
Like,
true.
even when you bring it to what